This is Shawn and Sue's podcast on 92.7 WOBM.
The Ocean County Breakfast Show with Shawn Michaels and Sue Moss.
Ocean County's best variety. 92.7 WOBM.
92.7 WOBM. Shawn Michaels in with you. And today we're talking with a person who's part of the team of people who put together Colossus. If that doesn't make sense, we'll explain it to you in a moment. Right now joining me is TJ Storm. He is what they call a mocap, or a motion captor, I guess, if you will. TJ, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing great. You are part of the team that put together the character of Colossus in Deadpool, which is the biggest movie ever in the history of superhero movies. Talk a little bit about how it took a bunch of you to put Colossus on the big screen, right?
It did. It took about 5 of us, and that doesn't even include the army of artists and techs that it takes to do it. But I did the motion capture, so whenever you see him walk around and move around and eat cereal or whatever it is he's doing, slamming Deadpool against the car, that's me. There's 2 guys, face guy and a voice guy.
So there's a lot of people that go into putting Colossus on the screen. You didn't have to physically get in any type of makeup or suit, but you were responsible for how his body would move. They would use technology to, make the moves and to have him, run and jump and do all that, right?
Absolutely. Director Tim Miller and motion capture supervisor Darren Ross would come in and say, okay, in this scene you're trying to convince Deadpool to come to the X-Men. And I'm like, all right. So they played the footage for me, tell me where I'm standing, and then we get to it, and it's a blast. It's an absolute blast.
Now, this isn't the first time they've used motion capturing for superheroes, because obviously a lot of what they do is superhuman, so you need to come up with some super, special effects. So this is something you guys would use a lot to incorporate into superhero movies, right?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, a lot of the time you have no idea that you're watching the motion capture. Sometimes it's something as simple as somebody walking across the room. Maybe they forgot to shoot it on the set on the day, but they still have a picture of the set. So they'll have motion capture actors jump in, and they'll do it, make it look just like the character, and they'll put it in the movie. You won't even notice. It's almost seamless. And then other times they put in Colossus, and it's all about the motion capture. And they use it for a ton of video games and a lot of movies. Even movies you wouldn't suspect you're watching it. They use it for that.
Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to actually act with Ryan Reynolds? Did they have him in scenes so you guys could work moving together, or did you do everything separately?
Unfortunately, I never got to meet him. I never was in Vancouver. There was a very tall actor. He's 6'9", I believe. His name's Andre Ticoto, and he was the one on set with him, and they acted together. And then when they wanted to tweak some of the performance of that, they came back to Los Angeles, and they told me, okay, we didn't capture this the way we wanted it, or else we didn't shoot the scene. Let's throw this in. So we redid or we reshot whatever scenes that they wanted.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Deadpool and Colossus in the movie, almost like buddies kind of together, yet the two of you never in the same room for a moment of the entire filming of the film. It's unbelievable with the technology today, what you can do and how different places produce the different elements that go together. And then in the end, you see this giant silver man, Colossus, who's out there with Ryan Reynolds, and it's pretty amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. The technology is off the chain, and I'm happy to be a part of it. It's really exciting. There's so much great stuff that's been done, and there's even more coming, and I wish I could tell you more about it.
I was just going to ask you, is there any more superheroes you're going to be behind the scenes of?
Oh, yeah, there's some really, really fun stuff coming, and I wish I could talk about it. It is so amazing. Stuff is beautiful.
Well, hopefully it's in the X-Men franchise, because they've got so many characters. It's almost endless what you guys could do, with the motion capture and working on those different special effects with those characters. But thanks for spending some time. TJ Storm, he is part of the folks putting Colossus together in what is a huge film. You guys got to be proud of it. It's made a ton of money, and it's done very well. So congratulations on Deadpool.
Thank you, Shawn, and have a great weekend, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right, there you go. TJ Storm, thanks so much. Better known as Colossus in Deadpool. It's the #1 movie in America. Ryan Reynolds and the gang. Deadpool's in theaters now with WOBM. 92.7 WOBM. Welcome to your Monday. Beautiful Monday out there, by the way. Sunshine right now, 46 degrees. Last night, a big night in Hollywood. Aaron Vogt, our, of course, lifestyles correspondent, is in to talk all about the Oscars last night. Aaron, the 88th Academy Awards, and a big night for Leo.
Oh, a big night for Leo and all of his fans. All of us, I think, erupted into cheers when he finally got his little Oscar statuette. A long time coming, of course, so it was
What
nice.
do you think would have been more disappointing, if Leo didn't get it or Stallone?
By far, DiCaprio, I think.
Yeah?
You know, I mean, Stallone, he was the nostalgic favorite, and it's
Yeah.
a shame that he was, that was a shocker that he
Yeah.
didn't get Best Supporting. But, I mean, the success of the Rocky movies is one of those, popular versus Academy type things. So this was really his one shot. DiCaprio has always done such an outstanding job, and so it was nice to see him finally get the recognition. His peers seem to be very happy
We
for
had
him, too.
Leonard Maltin on with us Friday. He thought that maybe Leo shouldn't get it because he thinks that Leo is so young, he has more chance to, be back again and again and again. But,
Well,
we'll see.
Those of us who didn't eat that raw liver and go into the carcass, I guess we could easily say that. He put a lot into this role, so it
guess
was
he did.
good. Good payoff.
Better him than us,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So we mentioned Stallone. A lot of folks, disappointed that Stallone didn't win. I don't know how many more chances he might have at that. So that's why I thought he
Yeah.
was going to win.
Yeah, I thought he was a lock because it seemed to be the sentimental favorite. And then if he did not win,
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised that it was Mark Rylance for Bridge of Spies. An excellent, movie. But Mark Ruffalo was also very good for Spotlight.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe he would be the underdog in that particular category. So.
Did you see Bridge of Spies?
I did not, but we saw Spotlight, and
Yeah.
it was phenomenal. I was pulling for it for Best Picture to kind of spread the wealth.
Yeah.
The Revenant was also outstanding, and it was also the Jersey connection because Tom McCarthy was the director, and he's from Union County, so it was nice too.
Mark Rylance, who won the supporting actor in Bridge of Spies, was a very quiet character.
He reminded me of when Christoph Waltz went.
Yes,
He went
very-
up there and was very composed
Yeah.
and very,
Very much.
yeah, very sincere. So, it seemed like a good win for him.
And his
but yeah.
character in that movie with Tom Hanks was
Yes.
so just quiet. And but there you go. So animated feature. We talk about this because, all the families in our audience out there,
Right.
Usually it's a Disney film. And again, a Disney Pixar film. Inside Out was the winner.
That one was not too much of a shock because that was so phenomenal. That one was, it's funny because that's more, I think, for the older fans of Disney because it was such a complex movie.
I
but
didn't see that one yet. Did
yeah,
you see
no,
that?
my kids, I couldn't take them because I didn't want to
They
be up
don't
with the
know yet.
nightmares. But I'm catching up on it for sure.
Mad Max. This is, I remember the originals
Yeah.
back in the day, back in the 80s. This is sort of the rebrand of Mad Max. Took home the most Oscars last night.
They kind of swept all of those. We don't particularly care about these awards because they're all the technical
Yeah.
issues. Obviously, phenomenal work goes into them. So I think they wanted to give credit where credit was due for a movie that really was resounding a success with fans. But when it came to those big categories, we knew that it wasn't going to run away with the wins. So.
Yeah, so that's one on my DVD to-do list.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, I checked out The Intern, which I thought was very good with Anne Hathaway
Aw.
and Robert De Niro. So there you go. Those are the big things. I mean, explain to me how you watch the Oscars. You did this briefly before we went on. I still don't quite understand how you managed
The
to see
magic
this.
of technology.
Yeah.
I mean, for us who wake up so early and anybody who's out there going to work, you want to make sure you catch everything. And so I DVR'd it. You skim through the red carpet, you skim through the beginning awards,
Yeah.
and then I added the 30 minutes, and then I literally could not have timed it any worse. We got through DiCaprio's acceptance speech.
Yes.
Morgan Freeman is up there. He goes through all of the Best Picture nominees, and the Best Picture goes too. And my DVR ended, and I couldn't go back, so I had it. That was where internet came in, and I could see that it was Spotlight. It was insane. But we got a little catnap before. Woke up early. It's an extra cup of coffee kind of day.
You're a better fan than I. I was into bed or had missed the whole thing. And I wasn't protesting or anything.
No,
I
no.
had needed my sleep.
Yes.
Best Picture. Did we mention Spotlight was the winner?
We mentioned that it was the winner. It did. It was a contender. There was no clear cut that The Revenant was
Yeah.
going to win that. So with that ensemble cast, Michael Keaton back for that, and such a complex issue, and again, we have that Jersey tie to the director, and he wrote the story. So it was kind of nice to see that Jersey pride come through there.
Michael Keaton, quite a resurgence after all these years.
I
Last
said
couple
that in
years,
watching it. It's been nice to see him come back with Birdman and then come through strong again
We've
with
seen
this.
him more in the past 2 years than we've seen him in the past 20.
I think so. He's making up for lost time.
There you go. Aaron, thank you so much for coming in today. We'll be back in a moment, check on your weather. But first, let's get right out to the highways. Nancy Remy, I guess you didn't stay for the Oscars either last night.
Oh, I saw some of them.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
the very
sure,
beginning.
sure. And then I
That was it.
woke up on the couch at one point, so that's enough for me. But
That was the end of it. Were you rooting for Leonardo, or it didn't really matter?
I did not like The Revenant, so
Okay.
I was not my greatest. I knew he was going to win for Best Actor, and I actually called Spotlight. That was in my my predictions.
Yeah.
So
You're not the first person to say they
yeah.
just. I don't know. Maybe it's just not everybody's cup of tea.
It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me, and I thought it was too long and ponderous. And the first third was good.
Well,
I wanted to give the bear an award.
He was there. He saw him.
Yeah, I saw him.
I hope the commute is shorter to work than The Revenant was.
Yes, it is. It's a much easier.
92.7 WOBM. Good morning. We're playing the morning coffee contest. Your chance to join us for the big St. Patrick's Day buffet breakfast at Clee's on March the 12th. What brand of peanut butter was that a commercial for?
I like that. And I like the taste. See? For good nutrition, it's hard to beat.
Do you have an answer for us?
Is it Skippy?
It is Skippy. And do you know who that was talking there? That was Annette Funicello. If you remember, she was the spokesperson for Skippy peanut butter back in the day. That commercial from back in the 80s. What is your name?
Marianne.
What town are you from?
Pine Beach.
Marianne from Pine Beach. You're going to be joining us for the big St. Patrick's Day breakfast at Clee's. How does that sound?
Great. That sounds great.
Make
Thank
sure you
so
got
much,
plenty.
Shawn.
Make sure you got your green to wear that day, and we'll see you at Clee's on March the 12th. We'll have a great time kicking off the morning, and then, of course, the parade with the Ocean County St. Patrick's Day Parade after that. So a fantastic time.
Sounds great.
Skippy was the answer. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
92.7 WOBM. We're playing the morning coffee contest. Chance for you to join us for Shawn and Sue's Egg Extravaganza Easter Party at River Rock in Brick, coming up on Saturday, March 19th. We played a commercial for a peanut butter. It is National Peanut Butter Day today. What peanut butter brand was that from?
Well, I went to a party, and what did I see? Peanut butter, peanut. All those fine people.
Oh, my God. Jiffy?
It is not Jiffy. WOBM, good morning. What brand of peanut butter do you think that was for?
Peter Pan.
You got it. Peter Pan peanut butter. And that was the answer. What's your name?
My name is Carol. I'm calling from Island Heights.
Well, congratulations. You're joining us for the big Easter party over at River Rock.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
It'll be a lot of fun with the Easter Bunny. So hold on the line. Once again, Peter Pan. Do you like peanut butter?
Yes, I have Peter Pan right in my cabinet.
Do you? Well, there you go. You can enjoy it today with a smile saying, wow, this peanut butter Peter Pan paid off. Say that 50 times fast.
No, thank you.
We'll see you on Easter for the fantastic big celebration over at River Rock. The answer again, Peter Pan peanut butter with WOBM. 47-48 now in Toms River. We get set to go out to the highways. Nancy Remy in with us. And, over the weekend, I did it again.
What's that?
I opened the cabinet in the kitchen. I bend over to pick something up. And when I come up, bam!
Oh, no.
Right on top of my head.
You're a tall guy.
I keep banging my head.
And you keep forgetting to close the door.
I banged my head in Blarney Castle in Ireland, and since then, 3 times now, I have banged my head.
Maybe it's good luck.
I don't have the gift of gab. I've got the gift of a lump on my head.
Exactly.
Over the weekend, they kept talking about that unicorn. Did you see that story about the girl at the unicorn?
I did not see
I'm going to
that
turn
story.
into a unicorn if I keep banging myself on the head because I keep...
Especially in the right spot.
Remember how the Flintstones would get those lumps and they go...
Yep.
That's how I'm getting.
You're the big cartoon right now.
Oh, my goodness. It was Saturday morning. I bent over to get something. I came up and bam! I was like, oh.
Oh, Fred.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Barney.
Anyway, off to the highways we go. Nancy Remy is in without any lumps on her head.
Not today.
No.
Well, we've got ourselves a...
92.7 WOBM. Shawn Michaels in with you this morning, and it is a fantastic privilege for us to have one of the funny ladies of television. Our Wednesday nights on ABC, our fun nights, and we go back to the 80s every week with our favorite family, the Goldbergs, and Wendy McClendon-Covey joins us to talk about the Goldbergs and everything that's going on. Wendy, good morning, and thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
I've got to ask you something. Are you a fan of the 80s? Did you love the 80s? Are you glad that if you did a timepiece TV show that you're in the 80s as opposed to maybe being like a 50s sitcom?
You know, I lived the 80s. I was a teenager in the 80s, so now it's very interesting to play a mom from that time because now I have great sympathy for my own parents. But yeah, I am glad it's that as opposed to, opposed to the 50s where probably all I would be doing is getting coffee.
You would be perpetually cooking, although you do. Beverly Goldberg does like to cook in the 80s there too. Do you ever find yourself doing the show and saying, "Wait a minute, this outfit I would have never worn in the 80s," or are they pretty on spot with how they are with looking back at the time, the decade?
Well, a lot of the clothes are from Adam Goldberg's mother. So,
really?
No, I'm playing her, so I can't ever say that. I can't ever say, "Hey." My character wouldn't wear that because obviously she did.
Wow. Is she there sometimes on set, or they just have the clothes that represent?
She comes out a couple of times each season, and we're happy to have her.
Yes.
Lot to say. But I didn't get to meet her for the first time until about halfway through season 1.
Excellent. So
luckily, she's happy with the portrayal, and
she likes how you do. She likes how you do your Beverly Goldberg. So you're the glue, you're the backbone, you're the mom. If you were going to describe Beverly Goldberg, is that what am I close, or what would you say?
I would say she is the CEO of the Goldberg house.
Okay, I like it.
25 hours a day, and she takes her job very seriously, and you don't cross her.
Yeah, we love the show. I mean, Murray, your husband, he has issues. I love the episode you just recently had where you had to introduce him to the futon because, you brought something that, he was dealing with, struggling with, making an income or whatever, but you kind of brought it around and brought him into a good thing, and he was very thankful for that.
Yeah, I love that episode because, Murray doesn't play vulnerable that often.
No.
So, I think that's something that gives the show its charm is that there is a heart there. It does get emotional. It's not all about 80s references and shoulder pads. There's, it's all about the people and stories. And I'm so fortunate that I even get to be on this show.
Yeah. Now you've got a great rapport with George Siegel on the show. I think that Erica, your daughter, and Adam Goldberg, your youngest, you're close with them. Barry's a different story though. Barry is a different, unique relationship, I think, between Beverly and Barry.
Yeah. Barry's a lone wolf. He likes to dance through his rage. He feels that he's good at so many things and really, Bev sees it, and he's really not good at many things at all, He's a weird kid, and I think she, in the back of her mind, thinks, gosh, I hope his siblings take care of him when I'm gone.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 will help out there. Now, you've met Beverly in real life. Is she still dealing with letting Adam go? Because I think, as we watch this show, one of the things we always see is that Beverly never wants to let go of her little baby, her little Gucci, Adam Goldberg. And do you think today she still suffers a little anxiety from that?
I think she does.
Yeah.
I think she does.
I think so, too.
Thank God, though, that there's such a thing as the Internet and Facebook and Twitter. She can be on him all the time.
Excellent. We love the show.
He always knows what he's doing.
It's got to be nice to be between the Middle and Modern Family. You got a nice spot there on Wednesday nights. So the Goldbergs have moved into the neighborhood, pretty cool.
Yeah, we were on after Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., our first season, and we did well, despite the fact that those shows have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but it's a much better spot for us. And so now ABC has a very solid family block on Wednesday nights.
There you go, and you're about to introduce the Confused Irish Family. So you guys are covering pretty much every little base there,
Yep, we've got the whole gamut covered.
You got the whole neighborhood covered. Listen, before we let you go, Bridesmaids, ever a sequel in mind for that fantastic movie that we see every Saturday night, by the way, on television?
I haven't heard anything.
We see it every Saturday night.
Yeah, it's on all the time. I know.
It is on every Saturday night. Well, listen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that one might just stand alone, and there will be no sequel.
Some things are better left, I guess, right?
So.
I think. Listen, we love you, Wendy, on the Goldbergs. The folks here at the station, everybody reaching out, trying to tell me that make sure you tell Beverly Goldberg we love her, and her sweaters. So
that's so sweet.
Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you Wednesday night. There she is, Wendy McClendon Covey. She is Beverly Goldberg on the Goldbergs. Wednesday nights at 8:30 with WOBM. 92.7 WOBM. Good morning. Shawn Michaels in with you. 9:29 on this Thursday, 28 degrees. So talking baseball, I just put a blog up. Kevin Williams gave me information today to put the story together about how if you're like myself, a Comcast subscriber, there'll be no Yankees this year. If you check out the story, it looks like it has been a breakdown. Yes Network has been gone for a while, and it doesn't look like they're going to be back anytime soon. And here we are at spring training. So a subscriber like myself, the only way I will see any Yankee baseball this year is if they're on ESPN, on Fox Sports, Fox, or MLB Network. That's the only other games TV-wise that they're going to do for the season. Other than everything else being on Yes. So check out my story at WOBM.com. We want to hear from Yankee fans. What are you thinking? I mean, you're not going to be able to see the Yankees on television. So it's interesting that we could go an entire season and, not have the ability to watch the games. Looking at, after you get done with March, with the a lot of it being preseason, you've only got a handful of games each month that'll be broadcast on television, other than on Yes. You've got 2 games on ESPN in April, 2 on ESPN in May. Fox has 2 in June. There's 3 in July. September, there's only 2 games on Fox. So that's it. That's all you're going to get. And, maybe you can watch them when they play the Mets and Subway Series on their, channel on SNY. But check out the story. No Yankee baseball for the Jersey Shore on TV. And get the details on what looks like, an ongoing battle over, dollars between the folks at Yes and Comcast. 92.7 WOBM, Maroon 5 and Animals. Don't forget, speaking of animals, check out our Pet of the Week. Shawn and Sue's Pet of the Week is an adorable little doggy. Puffer is his name. And you can check him out at WOBM.com. He's up for adoption. Shawn and Sue's Pet of the Week. We do it every Thursday. So yesterday, I'm looking to get ready to go and get a coffee. And I'm reaching in my back pocket. And anybody who's done that and their wallet is missing, automatically you go, wait a minute now. And you reach in your pocket and you say, okay, not going to panic yet. It's not in my pocket where it should be. I'm going to look around for my wallet. So I look around. I go through my coat pockets. I go around, look around here on the 4th floor of Town Square Towers. Nowhere to be found. I look in my briefcase, don't see it. I go all the way down the stairs, down the 4 flights of stairs. I go out to the parking lot thinking, well, maybe it fell out in the car. Sometimes you're moving around your car, you fall out. So I look around under my seat, nowhere in the car. Now I'm really starting to think, I'm looking under the car, around the car. Now I'm looking, tracing my steps as I came back in, back up the 4th floor, back up to the top of the, broadcast center here. Continue to look around. I can't find it. Now I'm on the phone with Holmes saying, can you look around? Do you see my wallet anywhere? It's on top of the refrigerator. Is it next to, wherever, I might be in the kitchen? Do you see it anywhere? In the family room? Do you see it anywhere? Nowhere to be found. By the way, Nancy Remy is with us. I'm talking about my wallet.
Your wallet
is missing. I'm looking around for it everywhere, calling home. They don't see it. So now I'm just about to the point after I've looked everywhere where I'm like, I got to start calling around, because I've got, debit cards and credit cards and, whatever cards, my movie cards and anything, my driver's license, the whole thing. And I'm looking around, I cannot find it. If you look at the picture that we put up, Nancy,
I have some trouble seeing that. I know it's there, but I can't see it.
on our Instagram at WOBM or at Shawnee Mikes, if you look at the picture, you looked at you still don't see it.
I'm not exactly sure. No.
Now, if our chairs
take a
here
guess,
in the
yeah.
studio are black.
Black.
If you look at the base of the seat,
Oh, okay.
the neck of the
Wow.
back of the chair is
Yes.
black. It is the same exact width as my wallet.
Exactly.
How I managed to wedge, it must have come out of my pocket and wedged in the cushion of the chair and the back neck of the chair there at the very base at the
Yeah, I
bottom.
see it.
It looks like it's part of the chair.
How happy were you when you saw this was your wallet?
This was after the phone call home, and now basically saying, you know what, I'm going to have to give up.
Yeah, but you
and
didn't
I'm
have
gonna
to do it.
Yeah, but I
That's
didn't
great.
have to, which is great. And for some reason, I did a little St. Anthony,
That's right.
St. Anthony, thank you. And next thing you know, I looked down, and there it was.
There it was.
I said, oh my God. I said, what is that? Is that my? And I reached in, and there it was.
Oh,
So
it's the best.
anyway, so I'm going to go out and buy a red wallet.
Now that you can actually buy one,
So,
because
yeah.
you have your wallet.
So I don't lose it again. But
Right.
you couldn't have asked. So the lesson there, if you sit in a black chair, don't have a black
I looked
wallet.
at it
So
a couple of times. I couldn't see
you
it.
didn't see it, did
No,
you?
no.
Well, there you go. So there it is. The mystery solved. Finally found the wallet. Thank you, St. Anthony. And we move on from there. But like I said, I'm going to go out and buy a red wallet. Hey, real quick. As everybody knows, that's just when you think you've lost your wallet, men or women, your purse, whatever, it's just not good.
Oh, you lose your mind
Yes.
with it.
Yeah, everything's with it there. Winter weather advisory goes into effect tonight. Today, chilly, dry, clouds move in, highs only in the mid to upper 30s. Tonight, light snow likely after midnight, lows in the mid to upper 20s. Tomorrow morning, Nancy, our commute could be tricky. We could see up to 2 inches of snow before any little mixing goes on. Windy, some sun later in the day. Highs will be in the upper 30s to lower 40s. That winter weather advisory in effect till 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Goes into effect tonight at 10. So, Nancy, you and I will be in bright and early tomorrow morning to give everybody the scoop and how it's looking out there, because it looks like this will be a snow that's there for the early morning commuters.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we'll be
what
here.
little bit or whatever it's going to be there. So right now, 25 in Toms River, sunset 5:51. This morning, though, Nancy, quite the opposite. We have dry conditions out there for the ride.
Yeah, it's a nice day. It's beautiful with dry, clear.
92.7 WOBM. It's Megan Trainor. It's all about that bass, isn't it? It's 8:11, 48 degrees. We're talking about worst intersections, traffic intersections here in Ocean County. We put the blog up. It's on WOBM.com. You can go right there and sound off. Facebook and Twitter as well. And we wanted to know what you thought was the worst traffic intersection. Watch the video that I did. Look at the different selections of some of the choices I put up, whether you agree with them or not. We're looking to see what you think. So here are some of the ones that folks wrote in, and some of the comments were actually kind of, look at Freddie wrote in, Route 37 and Hooper Avenue is the devil. So obviously he finds that intersection not to be a good one. Let's see here. Another person wrote in, Dawn. She says anywhere in Lakewood is a bad traffic intersection. Let's see where else we have here. Mike wrote in New Hampshire and Avenue and Pine Street in Lakewood as a bad intersection. Here was Diane wrote in. She says the jug handle at Route 37 and Route 9, Route 166 there, is usually a nightmare and far worse in the summertime. Beth wrote in Route 70 through Lakewood and Brick, especially 70 and Airport Road in Lakewood. Elizabeth says Route 9 and Old Freehold Road. Meg wrote Corman's Corner in Bayville. That intersection there is a bad one, she says. Tony writes Route 37 and Bachelor Avenue. Doug says, look, anywhere there's a jug handle, it's the worst traffic engineering nightmare since cars were invented. So there you go. Those are some of the comments. Check out my story, the worst traffic intersection in Ocean County. Put in your vote. Go to WOBM.com. It's on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'd love to hear from you. It is trending this morning, and we want to get your input on that. I do have to admit that I agree with the idea of the jug handle. You go to some other states where you can actually, turn without having to go with the jug handle. Like when we were down in Florida dropping my daughter off for college, you can make a U-turn. You can turn around within the same street without having to go 18. I remember there was one time that I was in Toms River, and I needed to get on Hooper Avenue. I was coming out of Hooper Avenue across from Target, so I would be heading, I guess, east on Hooper. But I needed to get back west on Hooper to go Ocean County College. I think I had to make 7 turns in order to get back on Hooper Avenue West and go through 2 traffic lights, I think, to do that. So anyway, check it out. It's at WOBM.com, worst intersections. What's your input? We're trending at WOBM.com.
Thanks for listening to Shawn and Sue's podcast on 92.7 WOBM. For more details, go to WOBM.com.
92.7 WOBM, Ocean County's best variety. Start your day with the Ocean County Breakfast Show. Shawn Michaels and Sue Moll have everything you need to start the day in Ocean County. Diane D'Oliveira has Ocean County News. Weather from meteorologist Dan Zarrow. Nancy Remy with the Ocean County Traffic Watch. Plus, the Hometown View with Kevin Williams. The Ocean County Breakfast Show, weekdays 5 till 10. 92.7 WOBM and WOBM.com.